Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another review of Tokyo Ghoul 78. And apparently my family was killed by ghouls. 100p 78. That's what this chapter is. I guess this chapter is called 100p. So reaction review, of course, as always. So Mutsuki held captive by torso on Rue. Speak clearly. What happened to our family? I don't remember. What lurks in his past? So he wants to know the truth of what happens to his family, and what lurks in the past he shall learn now. And let's see how that happens as we progress through this chapter, of course, of Tokyo Ghoul 78. So stop lying. You're crying. Were you having a scary dream? No, I'm okay. I far prefer the dream. I'm hungry. I'll fix something. So, do you ever think about the past? The past, I can't really remember things. Just keep him talking. At least while he's going on, he won't hit me. I remember what happened before and what happens after, but it's like the middle's just rotted away. Look here, Carl, don't you dare approach any humans. I was raised by my father alone. You're an idiot. A complete done. If the does find you, I'll probably end up dying too. If that ever happens, please do me a favor and just die by yourself. So this is pretty cold. He says don't ever go to humans, and it says here pretty much complete, it says complete don'ts, but I guess that means deads in a sense. I guess he has like an accent. And he mentions that her father mentions that, hey, if I die, you could do me a little favor, die by yourself. Don't die with anybody else around you. My mother, he said that one day he just couldn't find any food and had no choice but to eat her. Oh, okay, I understand. That's insane. So he ate her mother. Ugh, cannibalism, that's just weird. I did as I was told. I never went down to the city. The mountain where our tent was pitched was my world. I had more time than I knew what to do with. I would raid landfills for books and sit and read them. You could read? Actually, no. I would just stare at the pictures. But soon enough, something happened. Something that helped me learn. There was one time that my father left and didn't return for over a month. Probably more. Eventually, I really just couldn't bear the hunger anymore. So I broke father's rules and went down to the town. So she went down. I couldn't bear being hungry, right? So I had to break father's rules to actually go to the town, to actually meet up with humans, make contact with them and get some food. Although that's the first thing my father mentioned not to do. In truth, I was a pretty small little place, but to me it was huge. I was a bit scared of stepping onto the road, so I sat staring for a good while. What the heck is this weird ground? Freaky. So a girl approaches her and says, "What you doing?" And then Minomi, which was a person he met, "Oh, is it okay to walk on this stuff?" She was the very first real living girl I had ever met. So he met the first living girl, and it was Namoni, and of course he asked her for permission to step on the pavement because he did not know if you could step on the pavement. So, because his dad kept him basically in a tent for most of the time, not letting him go out. So when you're basically stuck in your house all the time, you have no idea what the real world is like. And he's pretty much portraying that story through an explanation through this guy who was telling him, "Do you remember the past?" There's nothing to be scared of, city. It's not cold. I get the feeling the game she and I played, that they were but silly, foolish flights of fancy, but they were enough to make me forget my hunger. I need to go back. My dad will. Me too. Can we see each other again? Hello, Father. Father showed up not more than a few days after that. Eventually, much later, of course, I realized that he had probably been in town buying or chasing women. Minomi had moved from the country out to Kanto because of family circumstances. I don't think she had any friends. She spent her days playing with me. She taught me to read and write. So because of Minomi, he learned how to read and write because of this girl. He learned that he can interact with humans, and he learned that he can actually walk on the pavement. It doesn't hurt to walk on a pavement. So because of her, his world changed. It was much brighter. It was much light. There was a whole lot of light in it. It wasn't always dark. Kara, you don't go to school, do you? Why? Of course I couldn't tell her. It was because I was a ghoul. My parents are really strict, and it was a pretty nonsensical excuse. So he couldn't tell her that he went to school because he was a ghoul. Ghouls don't go to school in this series, obviously, or in any series that I've read for any fact of the matter. So he couldn't tell a human that, yeah, I go to school. Because he was like, okay, what school do you attend? Because then she's going to try and meet him up there, but he never did go to school. I wish I was born in your house, Kana. Minomi, your house has plenty of food and a pretty bed and stuff, right? What's there to be sad about? They love me in strange ways. Kara, do you ever think about just going away somewhere far? Red and blue, purple, bruises, no doubt, due to family circumstances. So basically, she moved away because of family circumstances, but they said that they love her in a weird way. Apparently, they abuse Minomi, and she doesn't like that. So she likes to spend her time better with this ghoul, than spending time with her own parents themselves, which are humans, which is completely understandable, being that she's being abused. So let's go on to page 10. I felt her will to live, her life force, and it beautiful. You went down to the city, didn't you? How? You mean, how did you find out, right, Karo? So apparently he abuses Karo as well because he's a ghoul. So he literally took his hands, put it in his mouth, and pretty much just ripped it as far back as he could. Here, I am arranging food for your mangy ass, and you go out and try to get me killed. If you want to go down there so bad, then make do in your own, you shit. If only he could manage to get some damn food, it would be better for the both of us, Flock. So now he's crying because his dad is leaving. But that's insane. They both share the same piece of the cloth. They're both actually abused. After all, I was still a child. No matter how much of a piece of trash he was, I couldn't help but cling to my father. And to a desperately clinging me, Minomi extended a hand. Kara. So Minomi extended her hand to help him. I took it, but sadly, I didn't really know where we could go. Whoa, Kara, your house really is something. It's like a secret hideout. I want to go somewhere where I can see the ocean. I used to live close to the ocean, you know. The ocean, yeah. There were a bunch of boats docked there and anything, pretty much. Let's walk. No, you'll get tired. And we should get a car. I learned how to drive, and I'll take you to the ocean. So Kara used to live in the ocean, and he loves living in the ocean because there's a lot to see, obviously. You can look at the horizon, you can see the sun setting, or the sun rising, depending on which side of the planet you're on, obviously. And we really like to see that again. Promise, I promise. A certain noise woke me up. The sound of a fire made with wet branches behind the tent. So somebody burned the tent. Somebody tried to burn the tent, honestly. I saw Minomi stark naked, being dismembered by my father. So basically, his father ate Minomi, which was his son's friend, and to his discontent, you can tell by the look of his face he did not like it, which probably explains his abusive or shocking state. Damn, looks like you could do it if you just put your mind to it. Hear me and help me with this. The next thing I knew, father was dead. Didn't really affect me one way or another. Compared to the rest of her, Minomi's torso remained rather clean and pretty. It smelled like chalk. And from there, well, I think you know the story. At that time, if only I had, or if only I didn't, that's all I could think of. So being that her torso was the only thing left, he pretty much ate her because it was a ghoul, and ghouls eat humans. If you can forget the past, so I think it's for the best. I wanted to take Minomi to the ocean. I can't believe I'm here, sympathizing with the guy that cut off my arms and legs. I must be crazy, but now that I have talked to him, So she talks to the guy who pretty much abused him and cut his legs off and everything. I might be able to understand. Because I love you, I'll take you instead. So now he wants him. So this makes everything, it changes everything because now he wants him and he was probably going to eat him being that he's a ghoul as well. So next time, ladies and gentlemen, because I love you, I'll take you instead. Tokyo Ghoul 79 for next week, I guess. Next issue, where do the two of them go? So next issue, where do the two of them go? So basically, since we're gonna have two issues, it might be 79 and 80 Tokyo Ghoul. So thank you very much for joining me today with this reaction review on this gruesome chapter of learning about ghouls and their behaviors. And have a great day.